right.
But, all right, we should probably jump into our nerd news. When we reach the cordon bleu, we know that there's no turning back. All right. Dude, any article in particular you wanted to tackle first? Video game section?
No, very interesting pieces. I'll take the first one.
Go do it, my
Seems
son.
to be the
Use
big
your
one.
skills, my son. I'm like trying to be Splinter.
So, Jade Raymond, the co-creator of Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed franchise, has founded a new EA studio called Motive and will be working on Visceral's in-development Star Wars title. I'm happy to announce that I'm joining Electronic Arts and opening Motive, a new development studio in my hometown of Montreal, Canada, she announced. According to Raymond, Motive, quote, will work in close quarters with BioWare team, end quote, suggesting the studio may have some in hand developing Mass Effect. Is that Andromeda?
Yeah, I think it's Andromeda.
Yeah, I've never played that. I still need to play that series. So she added, Yannick Roy and BioWare Montreal team are doing something new and exciting things with Mass Effect Andromeda, and it's clear that there's already so much talent to collaborate with on site. Adding on to that, Motive will be incubating, quote, entirely new IP and taking on some amazing projects, end quote, including the new Star Wars game from former Uncharted writer Amy Hennig and developed by Dead Space studio Visceral. So, yeah, that's probably the best of it. I think the rest is just, like, extra stuff she's saying, but...
Yeah. That's fantastic, man. Well, first of all, dude, before we even talk about this, like, dude, add in... Buy the Mass Effect trilogy, my friend. Do it.
Well, we'll get it.
Yeah, you will not. Seriously, like you will not. It's a great, great trilogy. I mean, there's a little bit of problems, so it's great. And then secondly, yeah, dude, this is great news for her. I mean, Jade Raymond, has been involved in being part of the Assassin's Creed franchise and having nourished that to life and all the stuff that came out of that, and being able to now. Have her own EA studio. I mean, that's huge, man. And being able to work on all these titles, Mass Effect, and that awesome Star Wars title that we have, that's going to be Uncharted-esque, according to Nolan North. That's really cool. That's awesome that she was able to do this. I don't know. I don't really know much of Jade Raymond in terms of aside from the Assassin's Creed series, and I don't know how much of a hand she had in that aside from co-creating the concept. So I don't know how. What I feel she's going to add to it, to like Star Wars and Mass Effect, but there's a lot of elements and a lot of concepts in Assassin's Creed that blew my mind back in 2007. So I can only say that if she can bring something like that to the table with Star Wars and Mass Effect, I'm all for that. That's great.
Yeah, she's very she's a really nice person, Jade Raymond. I feel quite bad for a lot of the stick that she gets.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy she gets this. It's almost like she went through, what is it? He crawled through 3 miles of shit.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, like this is her.
So much shit in his life.
Like this is her getting out of the tunnel and like the rain and the lightning and shit. So this is great for her. But yeah, that's what I think. That's a great scene, by the way. Andy Dufresne.
Oh yeah, his narration is so great.
Yeah.
Either him or Jonathan Noble who does the voice of Scarecrow will narrate my life one day. I think probably the latter will do it.
3 miles of shit.
Yeah. No, she's really, really talented. I can see EA now pushing for the Star Wars projects. They need someone at the helm of like other games, working with their in-house studios. Yeah. And she's really kind of a nice fit, high-profile move. Same with Amy Hennig as well.
Yeah. That's how you get attention, right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oof.
But that's EA though, and publicity. They always kind of want to grab headlines. Why wouldn't you either? That's the other factors, like kind of questioning why wouldn't you want publicity. No, but like she's got a lot of potential, and I could see. I'm interested like how far these projects will go, because I mean, obviously most of the stuff that she's done with Ubisoft is like Assassin's Creed, etc. So maybe we see something completely new. Maybe see some kind of influences from Assassin's Creed come into it. Might even shatter that myth about how much she was really involved about the Assassin's Creed creation.
Yeah.
Because many people doubt that she actually had that much of an input into Assassin's Creed development, and she was just slapped on there for the sake of like promotional marketing material.
Which I think is a bit silly, honestly, but, we don't really know.
It's harsh without knowing, you can't speculate something like that without knowing some kind of solid fact, unless, some representative said, flat out, oh, she didn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly, right. Because then you're just putting, what is it, you're being, not stereotypical, but you're kind of, it's a baseless accusation. You're just kind of, saying something and not, Dude, I'll be honest, though, all this talk of the visceral Star Wars game, to be quite frank, even though I thought Battlefront looked amazing, visually, I'm more interested in this visceral game than Battlefront. Big time. I've seen more of Battlefront, but just the concept of what,
Jamie Henning, isn't it?
Yeah, that alone, that caught my attention, and when Nolan North kind of, clarified, oh, it's definitely a, what's it called, an Uncharted-esque game. Oh, man, that's just... I think the big rumor is it's going to be a Han Solo game. A game that you play as Han Solo or something, or at least maybe you'll be a smuggler or something. I think that's the rumor I've been hearing. And if it is, that's awesome. But, we'll see how that clears up, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see how everything unfolds. But great news, though.
Yeah.
And this will something to keep up with.
Yeah, definitely. But all right, in a completely unrelated next follow-up news piece. So Microsoft has announced that the Halo series as a whole has reached 65 million units sold, which is a new milestone for Microsoft's blockbuster shooter. Basically, the original title came out in 2001 on Xbox. And from that date, 2001 to now, currently, it has sold 65 million units. And the last time Microsoft had given us an update on Halo sales was back in October of 2014, so right before Master Chief Collection came out. And they had sold 60 million Halo units, or Halo titles worldwide. So it's probably likely, according to this article, and I agree, that the Master Chief Collection definitely did boost up sales, since that's been the only real big release since October. But at the moment, though, Microsoft hasn't announced specific sales figures on Master Chief Collection, so it could, really be anything. But yeah, that's, I'm not surprised in a way, because Halo is easily one of, it's for sure one of Microsoft's longest running on Xbox, first-party titles. I mean, that was literally a launch title back in November of 2001. So it's the longest-running exclusive. Yeah, you'd better believe 65 million units. That, no doubt. I'm actually quite surprised it hasn't reached 100 yet, given how popular it is and all the bundles they've released and stuff like that. But 65 million is still quite a lot.
I can't really complain about 65 million, can you?
Yeah.
Metal Gear is on 40, I think.
Yeah, 40.
Which, when you compare it, as you said, it is kind of surprising.
Right, yeah.
Metal Gear is a lot older, but it's still kind of not resonating the same kind of appeal that Halo does. It's
older, but remember, we didn't really get that original MSX game. Those two games. We got, Snake's Revenge and the Metal Gear. The Metal Gear that doesn't even have a Metal Gear. It has a supercomputer instead. But bearing that in mind, that's pretty damn good. And I know this October they have
Halo 5.
Yeah, Halo 5, the Big Daddy. Perfect month to release it, by the way, October.
Oh, they're gonna take the fucking... Oh, they're gonna sweep that entire Q4 of 2015.
Oh, dude, it's...
Position.
It's agreed 100%. It's the smartest idea they could ever do. They have the Xbox, One has a shit ton of exclusives coming out. They had easily one of the best E3s earlier this year, last month, and now they're going to release their big game in October. They have no real competition with Sony in terms of first party, and dude, you're going to be able to get the Halo 5 bundle Black Friday.
Yeah, they're gonna do it again. That's why they've planned it. They've obviously been planned and preconceived everything that they were doing.
Oh yeah.
The actual sale figures are quite impressive. 65 million for a franchise exclusive to Xbox only.
Yeah.
And it's continued to resonate with people, and it's the appeal's still up. Obviously, I think the sales would have been higher if Master Chief Collection wasn't broken, but is it still broken? I think they fixed it now.
They've been working, dude, since like November. They've been releasing title updates. I've actually been playing the Halo games, one each month in Countdown for Halo 5, and I'm playing Halo 4 right now. I remember Halo 2. I'm sorry. And when I started playing Halo 1 last month, there's another fucking title update. And because I hadn't played in a while, so they're still trying to fix the game. I know they recently released ODST that free as a free game, yeah. But yeah, dude, I think they're still working on it. There's still little updates when you log in. Like an update pops up saying like, "Hey guys, look what we've added." And I think they've had like little updates still to this day popping up saying like, "We fixed this, and this." But it's more scary, for Halo 5.
I mean, it's more interesting that Halo's done so well even after the transition from Bungie to 343, especially with like how kind of negative some of the criticisms were for 4. 4 was a big change. It was a really big change from 3.
Yeah.
But I can't say it was that bad. I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. It kind of made it more
personal, right?
A little bit. Yeah, it made it more kind of appealing to me. Like the kind of mechanics softened a little bit.
For the first time ever, I thought Cortana was an interesting character.
Yeah, they kind of like really laid foundation for that.
Yeah, she was super interesting.
Yeah, that was more when it became intimate and personal, and like it was like kind of like the Last of Us vibe, even though it came out before The Last of Us. But I mean, like it was that the Ellie Joel connection, that one-to-one interaction you want with characters.
Yeah,
that made it feel more grounded. Same with like Metal Gear. Why Metal Gear's got such great kind of concept and ideas and storytelling, because it has that great one-to-one character interactions and how they appeal with each other, and then with supporting cast members around. But yeah, 343 is really going to have a big game now to play. They really need to make sure Halo 5 runs smoothly when it comes out, especially after the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Dude, can you imagine Halo 5, like, online fuck-ups day one? Like...
Oh, God. Well, that's why people used to love Bungie so much. Like, the support network on Halo 3 and Halo 2 and was just unbelievable. Like, the servers, I remember when I ever wanted to play Halo 3, like, the servers were always online. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they do have a big kind of like big game coming out at the end of this year to boost sales. I think it'll hit around about 70, maybe 75.
Yeah, I mean, if the attack they're launching, the holiday season, attack they have prepared of like bundles and stuff like that, if that successfully launches, oh yeah, absolutely, I think they could get it at least up to 70. And like you say, possibly 75.
I think Microsoft will want to push to 50 million Xbox units.
Yeah,
sold.
I mean that would really help them.
that would turn the tide of things. Yeah. I would like to see that as well. But the console is strengthening though. Big support, and especially as well the backwards compatibility feature. 100 games come out as well in this fall to add on to that support. But with Halo, really great news. Great to hear that it's done so well, and it's just like continuing to blossom and become a powerhouse for Microsoft. I just love the fact that it is, Microsoft is associated with Halo. Like they've always retained that image, and not like kind of like just phase out a little bit. Because Gears kind of phased out after Judgment. I was really kind of dead set that they were not going to do another Gears, but that's coming as well.
I think when Gears 4 comes out, though, it's going to kind of engulf it. Because to be honest, dude, I remember when Halo Reach came out, I didn't care. Like, when Halo Reach came out and ODST and all those other, like, post-Halo 3 titles, yeah, I didn't care. And then when Halo 4 came out, I gave a shit. I'm like, wow, they breathed new life into this series big time. And then with Gears, I'm thinking maybe Judgment was, like, their weird, awkward game, like, in-betweener, And maybe now when Gears 4 comes out, which, I cannot, God, that looks so great. I can't wait for Gears 4, man. It looked like it's going back to its roots. It's Gears of War 1 roots, which I think is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coalition, bring it on. All right, well, I think we should go ahead and move on to our movie section, or our entertainment section side of news. We have two pretty epic announcements from Comic-Con. Which one did you want to take?
I'm not going to read them because we can just talk about them.
Okay, that's cool with me.
Number one is Batman v Superman.
Yes.
The new trailer launched.
Yeah, the new at Comic-Con at I think it was the DC panel. They had they wanted to talk about more about the DC shared universe, which I think has no official title as of this podcast. But yeah, I saw I think you actually brought it to my attention, man. You were like, check out this trailer. And okay, so you guys can get a perspective. Adam and I, we've been talking about this for fucking years now, this movie. Like, I feel like this is the culmination of our podcast career.
This is where we can finally speak about this game and really this movie. It almost is become a game, but we can finally speak about this film and give it some kind of context and meaning now behind all those conversations where we were like, like, it's alright.
Like, what? Aquaman's in this movie?
Yeah, like, kind of like grabbing your collar.
But finally we saw something. Like, they've shown trailers before. I thought the last trailer, the first one they released, sucked. What was it, the teaser? Like, do you bleed? I didn't care for that. This trailer kicked ass. It was so fucking cool. It was like, to me, it was finally seeing like that Batman that you knew from like the Arkham games, from the comic book, from the cartoon, the one that was so enriched in its like comic book roots, finally on screen. And, you know, paired with that Superman that we're going to be furthering developing from Man of Steel. And even, dude, Wonder Woman looked badass in her suit. I have had issues with, you know, the casting of Gal Gadot, but man, they kicked ass. Everyone looked so great. That was my overall impression. Just what a fucking great looking trailer. Dude, I know you and I both agreed. What is it? The red capes are coming.
The red capes are coming.
So
that
stupid.
Second time was not necessary.
It killed the trailer. He sounded like a college frat boy. It was so silly.
He looks like a college frat boy. But how the fuck is this guy running a company?
He does.
Like,
he really does.
I can understand people embracing the fact that Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. They're going for a different angle. It's going to eventually develop into that bald-headed wanker who wants to kill Batman. I just think it's a miscast. It just doesn't feel right. Affleck feels right. Mm-hmm. Henry Cavill feels right. He's obviously established anyway. But then when you have and obviously, Wonder Woman feels established as well. The actress who's playing her.
She looks great.
He just feels so out of place as just like a character, just an actor. I just don't get it. He looks like a college frat boy. He doesn't act like, when you have someone serious like Affleck playing Bruce Wayne, just a little bit like, what's the...
Yeah, he is. I agree, dude. He's the one thing about that movie, the one element that even after seeing the trailer, you're like, man, I don't know about that. That's kind of a weird casting. I mean, I still have hopes that Eisenberg can knock it out of the ballpark, but I have to say that trailer did not play for his strengths. You know what I mean?
No.
It was kind of awkward. I mean, he came off as a douche. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's just like, so yeah. But one of my favourite points about the trailer was just at the beginning where it flips the angle. Do you where Batman and Zorro fighting, and it shows that Ben Affleck was on the other side?
Oh god, that was so cool. And him running towards the action. Everyone's running away.
And I love that there's a motive now for Batman becoming Batman.
Yeah,
it's not the fact that it's his parents' death that's kind of like haunted him for that thing. It's that he kind of understands that Superman is a threat or believes he's a threat.
Well, one rumor I've heard is that he was Batman and he retired, and that the events of Man of Steel have him come out of that retirement. That's another. I mean, they're all rumors, dude. You could be right. It could be retelling his origin, but that's one thing I've heard which kind of makes sense because they asked Christian Bale originally to come back, and he said no. Actually,
it would be a bit weird though because there's that scene between Lawrence Fishburne and Henry Cavill where he says like there's a bat-like creature taking down people.
Oh, right.
And wouldn't you just assume that's Batman anyway?
That's true. You're right. They would already know.
Impression. Yeah.
And then, what does he say? I don't care about Clark Kent fighting the Batman.
I don't care about Clark. Yeah, against this Batman, whatever it was.
That's kind of a weird origin then in that case. I don't know about that.
I like it though that he's kind of like that's Batman is born because of Superman. it kind of gives this really weird ethos of like that's what the Batman's born from. Like this kind of fear that there's this alien, he's going to try and take him down.
I'd have to see how it plays out in the movie, like if that's the case. Because I think you're right, that could work to its favor, especially considering like Man of Steel essentially is like the Iron Man of the DC cinematic universe, and so that it is cool that they're trying to tie these movies together. It's almost like when you saw Thor's hammer at the end of like Iron Man 2 or something like that. Like it just all connects it together. I could go with that. Honestly, I could go with that. That's a cool idea on paper. I would definitely want to see how they execute that on film.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely. There were some great scenes there. I love even the fact that there's is it Jason Todd's outfit? Supposedly Jason Todd's Robin outfit that's hanging up.
Oh, is that what that is? That Joker wrote on it?
Yeah, haha, the joke's on you, Batman. Yeah.
Oh, holy shit, they're implying that that's what the suit he found Jason dead in.
Well, yeah, basically this links into the next story that we got, and that's basically, do you know the end of that trailer of the next news piece we're going to cover?
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly that's the person he's torturing, so it shows some kind of continuity.
Really?
Well, that's what I read from rumours. People have been linking that, and forums and stuff. They're saying that that's going to be somehow establishing continuity.
That is... Man, that makes me definitely want to go see that other movie.
See. But we'll come on to that. I'll reveal this into the next segment anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Make sure you remind me about that as well.
Sure.
But, yeah, that's his outfit in there as well. I love that fact that they have that reference in there. I just love that they played to Ben Affleck's strengths. I think like people really underestimated Ben Affleck now. Like since it's been a long time since Daredevil, he did Argo, he did Gone Girl. Like just watch him, he's so fucking. He's a little bit kind of like his personality doesn't really shine that well in real life, and like how he speaks and stuff. But like when he's on film, like he really does sell Bruce Wayne well.
Yeah.
And just like when he sees those notes and obviously the outfit, it's like Batman's kind of like. There's that haunting memory about what it is to like kind of like lose people, that you can't save everyone. In all purposes, this Man of Steel, this is a sequel to Man of Steel, effectively.
Yeah.
No matter what Zack Snyder says, like it is a sequel. It's continuity. It's just linking straight on from it.
It's very weird how they're handling that topic, by the way, because when they first announced, remember before he even had a title, they're just like, well, the Batman Superman movie. They were saying that it is for sure, absolutely, 100% a sequel to Man of Steel first and foremost. And then when they started filming, they started saying, oh, well, actually, it's more of like a crossover movie, but we have every intentions of making like a full-on Man of Steel sequel somewhere down the line. But this is continuing, they're like, this does have everyone coming back from that movie. I think the best way they could do it is to make it not only a sequel to Man of Steel, but also make it a Batman movie also. Like, have both of those elements in it. That's what I think would be the best case for Dawn of Justice to do. But
it's a shame that's lost a little bit of a direction. That's kind of like
the
real down factor for everyone. Like, it could have just been Man of Steel too.
Yeah, well, I think they wanted to capitalize on Batman.
I think the other thing they would have looked at anyway from a marketing point of view is that Man of Steel split audiences so much they want to kind of jiggle it a little bit.
Yeah.
And Batman v Superman would be the kind of logical step. Like kind of saying, you know what, we have a little bit of continuity here, but no, don't worry, we'll calm you down your initial phase, not Man of Steel.
I mean, dude, honestly, it won me over. I didn't really like Man of Steel that much, to the point where if they were to release a direct sequel, I probably wouldn't go see it. I would. I'd see it eventually, but just not in theaters. But, since Batman's... Look, I'm a big Batman fanboy. I mean, I even own Batman and Robin on fucking Team Blu-ray, okay? So this tells you... Yeah, this tells you a lot of how faithful I am to that character. But, faithful in terms of loyal, I guess, loyal. Not because that movie's not faithful. But, this got me interested, because they're going to add that character, and I really want to see his interaction. So... it could work both ways. Maybe at the end of this movie, I think Superman's a badass, and I want to go see a Man of Steel sequel. And I came in for Batman and left liking both characters. And plus, this is clearly also a commercial for Justice League. I mean, the movie's called Dawn of Justice. I mean, that's like fucking basically saying Batman versus Superman, the movie before the Justice League. I mean, So we'll see how they incorporate that as well, since apparently Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Cyborg are in it or something. So
yeah, it's something else. I just love the fact that they're still sticking with this idea that is Superman the villain. What is he? Is he a god? I love that scene where that woman is stranded on a roof, and it's been flooded the entire area, and on the roof she's drawn the Superman symbol.
Yeah,
and she looks up, and then they do the reverse shot, and she looks up into the sky, and he's hovering.
yeah.
There's just so many great themes that they play on. I love the plot points, just like, how Lois Lane like touches his chest and like she's like, this planet needs hope. And then, Ma Kent, who's like, you should give them reason for hope, but you also don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
And just like, there's different views. They're kind of grounding Superman even more. I just love, like, one thing I love about Snyder, as much as you criticize him, his like promotion for Superman, how he creates and imagines Superman in a real world idea, like a real world concept, is brilliant, because it's just the fact that if Superman landed in the US tomorrow, like, the US fucking army would be after him.
Yeah.
Like, they would not fucking be like, you know what? It's not like Jim Gordon, where it's like, yeah, I'll let Batman fucking get his Batmobile and destroy everything. It's sort of like they fear him. They understand there's a reason to fear him. When he's fighting Zod, who is also someone of the same power and destroys half of Metropolis, people have a reason to fear what he's capable of. Is he going to be good? Will he one day turn on us? Etc. Etc. And like, do you remember the Man of Steel poster they released where he's got handcuffs on?
Yeah, that was a great.
Like
poster.
that was a poster where I was like, you know what? Why is Superman wearing handcuffs? Because Superman would never be handcuffed. He's obviously turned himself in for some reason. It's the same thing with that scene where he walks into that select committee hearing, where he just walks into that committee hearing, and then all the people look at him. Superman doesn't have to become there.
No,
he doesn't have to.
Dude,
but he walks in there though.
He could literally rule that planet if he wanted to. I mean, he's a god. Yeah. He's a god, but he chooses to help the people, and they're still
exactly.
They still have the audacity to be like, "Fuck you, Superman!" Like, like idiots, fucking morons.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
I hope he's the villain in the movie. Godspeed, Superman. Don't tell Harry. He's like, I don't know who that is. Just don't tell him.
No, there's so many great scenes. I think before we go on anyway, I'm going to touch on a few more. There's a great scene where they pay homage to the Dark Knight Returns cover, where Superman fires lasers at him and he's hanging on the wall and he grapples away. Just before that, he stops on the wall and he's like, there's a lightning, and it does the exact front cover image.
Oh, that's badass.
They do that, the homage. And I think one of my actual favourite parts is just the ending where he rips off the car door and Batman stands up, or the Batmobile. That's such a cool scene where Batman rips off the thing.
Right.
But yeah, I really dug it. My only initial reservations now are how much of a role does Wonder Woman play? The Aquaman plot story, can it gel together? Right. And Jesse Eisenberg being Mark Zuckerberg in that film, like, I just
the
don't.
Red capes are coming.
That's so bad. Like, it's such a bad line. Oh, do you know what's funny is it's like you said, he sounds like a college frat boy when he's saying it. Like, when he's like drunk, he's like, the red capes are coming. Like, it's like, what?
It's also kind of an awkward line. Like, I understand what they're trying to say. Like, obviously it's supposed to be, a play on the red coats are coming, and they're implying that, there's going to be more than one superhero invading Earth, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. But it's just such a, like, on-the-nose line, and just, I don't think it works at all. It really is, like, a silly line.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. It kills the mood of the trailer, because that trailer could have just gone black.
Yeah.
And then it's the next scene where it shows... and then he could have just done that, those fade-in shots, which was Superman slowly walking towards the Batmobile. Mm-hmm. And then it could have just, like, shot into the full sequence where he rips off the door, and he gets up and then ends. The Red Capes thing is just so stupid. He is going to be really big. Like, my biggest reservation is him. I just don't... I want him to be good, but at the same time, I just have this really nervous feeling that it's going to be him who's going to be the focus of, like, can he do a good performance?
Like, what can he do? Dude. It's, I don't know. It's Jesse Eisenberg. I just can't get over the red capes are coming. The college frat.
The red capes are coming. College frat boy.
Those red capes.
I hope you guys. I want you to go as Lex Luthor at Halloween. Just walk into Becca's room and she'd be like, the red capes are coming.
She's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, all right. Like, none of that nonsense. All right. Like, just kicks me out of the house. Like, I deserve that. It's okay. But all right. Well, this is a great transition. Let's we should probably transition to the last piece, which again is like another talk about thing, like trailer. So another, part of the DC, panel, another trailer was shown for another movie in the DC shared universe that's being filmed, and it was Suicide Squad, which features the Jared Leto's Joker, as well as Harley Quinn and a bunch of other characters. Killer Croc with his hipster pants and
that's that's Mr. Echo to you from Lost.
Oh, sorry. But they did show the trailer for the movie, and it's weird, man, because I've
well, actually, it was a bit of bullshit because they showed it to a private screening, then we got it a couple of days later.
Yeah.
I think they weren't going to release it for a while until it's only because of that leaked footage.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the footage.
It's so annoying when they do that. It's so annoying.
It is. They haven't done it with Deadpool yet. Deadpool footage leaked as well, and they still haven't released that yet. I don't get it. Why not just release it to everyone?
I know. It's so fucking stupid. It's not even a good marketing ploy because, in 4 months' time, I'm not going to give a shit. I'm like, fuck off. Don't give a shit. Because I've already watched it leaked.
Yeah. But basically, the trailer, they finally released it post Comic-Con. And, dude, I've heard, I talked to my sister about this actually, and a little bit with you off podcast. And I'll save, your opinion for when you say it, but my sister is very skeptical on the movie, especially the Jared Leto Joker. And
can we get her on this podcast? She might join my side.
I think she would. I'll ask her. She might be down for it. I'm okay. The movie did not sell me as much as Batman vs. Superman's trailer. Like, Batman vs. Superman's trailer, except for the Redcoats line, I feel is one of the best superhero trailers I've seen in a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just really fucking good. It hit all the good beats. Suicide Squad wasn't that good of a trailer, but it was just fascinating to finally see footage from this movie, because I swear to God, dude, the only reason I'm interested in this movie is because apparently Batman makes a cameo in it.
He does make it in the trailer?
Yeah, he's in the trailer for a brief moment as well. And also because Harley Quinn and Joker are in it. Those are the only 3 reasons I'm at all interested in this movie. So it was kind of interesting to see the trailer. But, for me, the jury's still out. I'm still very iffy on the whole thing. I did like Harley Quinn, though. I like Margaret Robbie's Harley Quinn. I thought, there's little bits there that I think you could tell she could do a lot with. Jared Leto's Joker, I don't know, man. I don't like that visual look, but I'm still willing to wait and see what they do. And everyone else looks okay. I don't know about Killer Croc, though. Those skinny jeans, I'm not.
Yeah.
He looks like a hipster Croc, more like it.
Hipster Croc.
Hipster Croc. That's what we're going to call him. But that's my views on it. Guys, it turns out Bustin makes him feel good, and he's returned to us. As predicted. Well, I don't know. We were on the fence, actually, to be quite honest, at the beginning. But James the Pungello is here.
Hey guys, how's it going?
That would be your wrestling introduction. James the Pungello, weighing in at, I don't know how much you weigh, but weighing in at blah 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 pounds. Anyway,
I like that you didn't guess.
No, I'm not. Fuck that. I've learned many, my friend. Anyway, welcome, man. Thank you for joining us. We're in the middle of discussing the Suicide Squad trailer that was released. I finished saying my piece on it. Basically, I didn't get sold as much as I did on Batman versus Superman. That super sold me. This I was more like, it's nice to look at it. That's about it.
This trailer, when I was with the Batman v Superman one, I was really intrigued by and lured by. This one, I was like, I'm done with this movie. I was like, what have I just watched? It was so bizarre watching it. Will Smith feels like a complete miscast as Deadshot. Oh my god, it's like, what the fuck is he doing in this film? And even does that really, do you know one of those cliche lines where it's like, and what are we, like Suicide Squad? I'm like, like, I just want to go run my head out like into a wall. It's like doing like NWA biopic where like we're NWA, and I'm like, I'm done. But that was like whatever it was.
Well, at least they didn't have some guy go like, "But guys, that's like suicide." Yeah. Squad for it. You know, like that would have been in the '90s, right? Like something.
Oh yeah, that's totally 1990s. There were some great scenes in it, just like how they were shot and stuff. Not enough Slipknot.
Yeah, not one bit of Slipknot music. I was very disappointed.
I know that was. Funnily enough, a lot of the focus was placed on Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
In the actual trailer, like there's a lot of Harley Quinn scenes. I was like, that's really unbalanced. There was, honestly, Jared Leto's Joker. I still have faith in it, but it's the weirdest Joker, the weirdest reimagination of the Joker I've ever seen. Like it's so, I don't know. Like he has that purple car, and then have you seen him when he's walking down the hallway?
Yeah.
In like a beliefs, he looked so weird. He looked like Patrick Bateman fused with Marilyn Manson. I was like, what is that? I was like, oh. Well, my favourite actual part in the actual trailer was where Batman lands on the car. I was like, that's great. I was like, that is a really cool scene where he just lands on the car.
Allegedly, that is Ben Affleck, by the way. He was spotted.
Yeah, that's what I was
going
to ask. Like, so he's going to be in the movie at least a cameo?
Yeah, it's supposed to kind of like extend the feelers out and tell people, we're doing what Marvel's doing. Suicide Squad is in the same universe as, Man of Steel and Dawn of Justice and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. And then the actual final scene with the Joker, his voice of Joker is brilliant.
Yeah,
I do like his
really
voice.
Good. Yeah.
I think he's got that nailed. I think he's got his own unique flair to it. I just don't like when people rehash the Hamill voice or the different one. Every Joker needs its own unique voice. It doesn't have to be reminiscent to the actual one that other characters play, but it has to have that distinct personality and separate them from the other ones.
Yeah.
I prefer all my Jokers sound like Cesar Romero.
Oh, well, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? But this is where I was talking about, Chris, before. Do you know where you saw that the Jason Todd costume in Batman v Superman, the trailer?
Right.
So basically, there's a lot of ideas going on the forums and stuff. People say that when he's torturing that person in the room, that's supposedly Jason Todd. And that's where the continuity is going to lapse with the universe, where they can kind of keep it in sync.
Right.
Supposedly, from what I've read on Community, I think it's a cool idea. Or even better, if it's just Joker fucking with just being Joker.
If they did that, though, then definitely they couldn't make it that Man of Steel is the crux of Ben Affleck's Batman's origin. Because then I think that would be a suspension of disbelief. So Batman had how many? If they still make Jason Todd the second Robin, you know what I mean? And they're like, well, he had two Robins, and one of them died in between Man of Steel and Dawn of Justice or whatever. That would be a bit if he's already dead or something.
Yeah, basically.
I was surprised about that because with Ben Affleck's Batman here, it seemed to me, at least from the trailer, the Dawn of Justice trailer, that this is basically like the beginning of this Batman. He's just showing up on the scene. If that's the beginning,
Chris brought up when me and Chris were talking a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I said to Chris that basically Chris thought that this is Batman's already happened and he's coming out of retirement. But then I said that scene between Clark Kent and Perry where he's basically saying there's a black bat-like creature, hunting down these people, and he's like, and then was called. It's just that kind of thing that you wouldn't report on a bat-like creature just happening. They would know he's Batman.
Right.
It establishes continuity that he's just become Batman. In my kind of view, I think that he's become Batman. It's that kind of act of vengeance, where he wants to do just get rid of Superman. That the birth of the character is being born because he doesn't want Superman to exist.
Yeah. I mean, it could go either. Like I was telling Adnan, it could go either way. On paper, I think that could work. I'd like to see how that works, though. Like when they actually deliver that. So,
but the Suicide Squad trailer as a whole, I was just not really flattered. I was like, this is so weird. It just didn't feel. It felt like someone was trying to make a Zack Snyder movie, if that makes sense. Like it had the Nolan Snyder kind of art style and visuals of that universe, but it just felt like someone was trying to be Zack Snyder almost.
It felt like the Zack Snyder dark setting that everyone likes to do these days now, but it also had like a dash of. Honestly, it had a dash of MCU in it a little bit, Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the sense that, Harley and Joker seem more like their comic book counterparts than the grounded to life, Heath Ledger Joker or something like that.
Joker.
Yeah. What would you say? You didn't like that Joker?
No, I said that Joker. Oh.
Yeah, he was really good. But, that's the thing about the trailer. It didn't really sell me. It was just nice to see the footage. I don't know what the hell they could do with that, though. Aside from I don't know, it's a weird trailer to introduce it all, but it was also really cool to see it all. But I don't really have enough right now to really base something aside from I like Harley Quinn. Like, she looked pretty cool.
She does look pretty cool.
She has a shirt that says "Daddy's Little Monster" on it, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, you also have Jared Leto's tattoos as well.
I hate those tattoos. I hate how overt everything about that is. But I like, I think Adnan, you're right. He hit the nail on the head with the voice. So I have no problem with the Joker voice there. I think, and I agree completely that Will Smith just seems so out of place as Deadshot, and it's just weird. It's like that's Will Smith though. Everybody else, it's like, whatever, but that's Will Smith, and he's playing Deadshot? I'm like, of all the... Like, I'd expect him to play a major superhero or a major supervillain, but Deadshot's one of those guys, one of those characters that if you just casually know of comic book characters, you won't know Deadshot.
Yeah.
But you'll know Will Smith.
His casting,
so why isn't he playing someone like that,
His casting felt like, when they pitched Suicide Squad to, like, a group of executives, they're like, what the fuck is Suicide Squad? And they're like, oh, it's this thing that we own. It's, same world that Batman and Superman in. They're like, all right, we got to get a big action star in that movie. Get Will Smith or something. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like that decision to appeal to big, like the general audience that don't know about that.
That's true, because if you get rid of Will Smith, who else is in that movie that, like, that has that kind of name recognition? Really, there's nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, people know of Jared Leto, but
he's unrecognizable almost. You put him on the poster.
Yeah, exactly, and you put him in all that makeup.
That's him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you know how many times it took watching The Dark Knight before I actually saw Heath Ledger in the Joker? I knew it was him,
right?
But it took so long to actually see his face there. That makeup is so thorough.
Yeah. That was really good.
It's very interesting though, because like a lot of the Jokers that have been all the Joker portrayals beforehand have very much been kind of loyal almost to the comics in terms of costume and design. Except for like Heath Ledger, he did have the long hair, and that was kind of his little twist on it, and also the scars as well. That was a really neat touch from him. But like this Joker really just split from that kind of idea. An idea, like, he literally the only thing that can associate with the Joker is his green hair and the voice.
Yeah, well, like the look, the makeup, and all that. But then when you get the tattoos and stuff like that, it's such an off, or the shaved eyebrows and shit like that. It gets weird,
Yeah, I'm still not sure. When he was walking with that coat on in that trailer, I was like, what? I was like, at least keep the purple coat as a trademark, man. You have to keep that. It's such a cool coat. When Heath Ledger wears that trench coat in The Dark Knight, he looks so cool in it. And
I thought Nicholson rocked it in '89. All right,
with
his fedora and shit.
Not as good as Romero's suit combo.
No, nothing's as good as Romero.
that sweet mustache that he had. Now, if you see it in HD, it's like clear as day. But they got away with that back in the '60s.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, such a great backstory. But yeah, so I guess that it's cool that we got to see all that. That was definitely a surprise from Comic-Con. I mean, I got to give credit to DC. They're definitely. I mean, Suicide Squad is something that not even Marvel has done yet in their shared universe. It's a movie about the villains, and they're the first ones that are doing that. I know Sony almost did that with their canceled plans for their Spider-Man series with what is it, the Sinister Six. They're going to do that, but now officially DC is going to be the first one. So it's a risk because it could suck.
Sinister Six is going to be like a Spider-Man movie that just had the Sinister Six in them, though.
No, it's going to be a spin-off that was going to be set.
It was? Okay.
Yeah, it was going to be like a setup, like where they introduce all those villains. So then if they made like Spider-Man 3, you didn't have to introduce those dudes anymore. You're like, oh, we made a movie about that. Now we just have them fight Spider-Man and shit like that. Mm. So it's going to be like evil Avengers, basically, which is kind of weird. Gotcha. But
evil. It is strange. Well, it's really weird when you have a movie of established villains working together, because even Suicide Squad, they're being controlled by Waller to do, well, I mean, quote unquote good. Right. Obviously it's a little murky, but it's still, they're not just being evil together. And it's like, there are movies where you watch the main characters and they're not good people and you still kind of root for them, like say Ocean's 11. You kind of root for them, even though they're bad guys. But if you have established villains from like a comic book universe and you put them together and just watch them doing evil stuff, you might enjoy it, but you definitely wouldn't be rooting for them, and that's weird.
Yeah, they're not anti-heroes like Deadpool and stuff.
Right, that's a little bit different because there's there's that murky, there's the gray area, there's a little bit of both. I mean, the Joker is just bad. He's just evil. Yeah. There's nothing. There's no. He's kind of good. He has a heart of gold. No, he's evil. He's pure evil, and that's what makes him interesting.
Yeah, you can't really.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it'll be a weird scene if like Affleck's cameo is him getting his ass kicked, and we're just awkwardly sitting there like, is Batman going to punch the Joker? Like, what's and then they just move along, and you're like, holy shit.
Are we supposed to want Batman to punch the Joker?
Like the audience
I
is
don't
alienated.
know anymore.
I just wish that Bane was in this movie as Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
Tom Hardy's Bane in this movie. Can you imagine just walking, theatricality deception.
Joker. Your tattoos, they mask you.